draft, but I feel like I'm just going to throw it all away because I've been just kind of struggling with thinking of what to actually write about. I'm kind of at a loss because I don't want to be that, standard student who talks about some legal experience that, prompted them to go into the field and whatnot. I feel like that's why most people want to go to law school, but I feel like that's not a way to really stand out. So I've just been kind of struggling with what to write about and how to make it seem interesting. So I guess I just need like help in general with my personal statement.
Yeah, sure. Are there any particular topics that you've been considering?
I have one I've been kind of running with, and I think this is probably like the one thing that sets me apart from most other people. But I do have my bachelor's in biological chemistry, and so I've so my draft now is kind of talking about how talking about like my love for science and everything medical and how I was going to go to medical school, but then kind of switched over to law because of essentially politics. And I don't want to get into that too much, but that's kind of the overall or overarching thing I'm kind of going with. But I don't know if it's like good enough.
That could be a great topic. It's all about in how you execute. Topics generally are that way. People ask me, can I write about this? Can I write about that? And I'll say, of course, the question is how. So once we have a draft, we can see, is this the best way to tell that story, or could there be a better way? So I guess I would ask you, was there a key moment in time or a key anecdote you can share related to making that decision?
The decision to kind of switch gears and go into law.
Yes.
Yeah, hilariously enough, it was really, like during the last political or presidential election, there's all these like ads and whatnot. And so that's kind of what prompted me to one, look into politics and then kind of two, following that and looking into going to law overall. And I don't know how to connect, like, because I was really just sitting in my apartment when I was in college and something just came on TV and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And it just kind of like started this whole cascade of ideas and that led me to joining like the pre-law society and talking to like the pre-law counselor and just kind of, going from there. So it wasn't anything that happened. It was just kind of like, oh, this is just happens to be happening right now, happened to be on my TV, happened to watch it, and it's kind of sparked an idea.
I hear you. Yeah, well, there are a lot of pre-laws who were very inspired by the 2016 election to want to get involved in politics to make a difference. And so you certainly wouldn't be alone there. My concern would be that it doesn't fall within that cliche of
Right.
many folks getting inspired by politics. There was a so-called Trump bump, meaning increase in number of applicants to law school. So it's so big that it even has a name. Whether it's a
Yeah.
correlation causation thing, hard to say, but there are certainly many people who do have that particular reason. So I guess the question is, I would want you to tie in more. Okay, well, why for you, and why isn't science the way to do that? Or how
Mm.
can you perhaps
Okay.
take your science background, which is unique, and tie it into the legal practice that you want to practice in some way?
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have to, I don't know, maneuver that somehow and make it more interesting than it might be. So it's definitely good advice. And I didn't know that there was such a thing called a Trump bump. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Definitely makes sense. Okay. So um I think that's kind of all I have because LSAT is kind of it is what it is. I'm taking it in I think 9 days or 8 days. So like I don't have a lot of questions LSAT related, plus all your videos and all the course videos and everything. I think has all my questions answered there. It's just like the next most stressful thing for me is the personal statement. So I'm not very good at really writing anything like persuasive or kind of telling a story in that way. So it's definitely the next stressful thing to get under my belt.
I'm excited for you. I mean, the fact that you're 9-ish days away from the LSAT and you don't have a ton of LSAT questions is a pretty good
Yeah.
position to be in. I talk with folks who are sometimes in the totally opposite position and
Hmm.
they're stressing all over the place. And so it's good that you're in that position, you're showing up calm and collected, and you're already thinking about that next step. So
Hmm. Yes.
own that you're walking in confident, feeling good. That's great.
Yes, definitely. And I definitely credit a lot of that to you because I have been watching a lot of like mindful meditation videos, and I feel like that has helped tremendously. And even when I take like practice tests, sometimes I can feel myself getting stressed out, and then I like kind of like okay, take like 20 seconds, regroup, and get back at it. And I feel like that has helped tremendously. And I took a practice test over the weekend, and I did the best I've ever done. And I don't know if it was a fluke or it's just kind of me just kind of conceptualizing what I'm doing and like keeping my nerves under control.
Amazing. I'm really glad to hear it. I'm glad you're in such good shape, and I'm excited to help you take this next step. So whenever you've got a draft, feel free to send it over and I can include it in the next application essay workshop. And of course, if you need anything else in these final days, feel free to reach out. And I've got classes tonight, tomorrow night. So of course, show up, engage, but you've got this. You've got this.
You know, I appreciate it. And then last thing for me, so last Tuesday or Monday, last Tuesday, yeah. I had a how to write your own logic games workshop, and I wasn't able to attend, but was there a recording of that I could access or anything?
Yeah, there is. I was looking for you actually, because you're one of the few who have written their own logic game, but it's okay.
Yes.
Recordings inside the course. You were missed, but maybe I'll do another one in the future. I'd love to have you join for that if you're able.
Yeah, I was super bummed to miss that class of all classes, but you know, I had other stuff going on. But I'll look for that recording in the videos, probably under the like logic games section.
Yeah, I'll send. It is under the logic games section of the course, but I'll send you the link directly.
Perfect. I appreciate that, Steve.
Yeah, of course I really will. Have a good one, and I'll see you in class soon.
Okay. See you tonight.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.